Over the past week, I was pretty productive. I got a lot more stuff moved over to the Home Assistant. We hardly even use Alexa anymore. My next project on that is to get a voice assistant working, hosted locally, so I don't have to have the Alexa in the house at all. I'm super excited for that, but I've got to get that figured out. But I did get a lot of automations moved over, so most everything in our house is now automated with Home Assistant, which I'm really excited about. I spent about 4 hours on that on Monday. And then on, I think, Tuesday, I spent probably an hour or two working on the Volvo, getting it ready for inspection. And then on Friday, we drove the most boring car across the state. And so, spoilers, it makes it. And then you might notice the sound quality is a little better. I'm recording this after Christmas, and I got this thing. So hopefully that's going well. This is my first time using it. Anyways, let's get right into the Home Assistant stuff that I did on Monday. I should be editing this Friday's video, but as you can see, my timeline is blank. Instead, I'm going to spend some time moving more of my devices and automations over from Alexa to Home Assistant. I've had Home Assistant for quite a while now. I've got I think one nice automation, but I haven't actually fully utilized it. I've been too lazy to move over the stuff from my Echo that just works. But today, I'm going to do that. I'm going to move stuff over from the Echo and get it working on Home Assistant. Alright, this here's my setup. I've got my Home Assistant automations on the right here, got research on the left, and then I have my routines pulled up from the Alexa app on my phone because they don't have a web app. So convenient, thanks Amazon. Alright, finally got this one connected. Next what I need to go do is out in the garage for the rope lights and the Christmas lights. So this one's a case of, it was connected to GoSund, I believe, which is just uses the Tuya network, and Tuya has a Home Assistant integration, but GoSund does not. So now we've connected the Christmas lights to Tuya. Okay, I'm recording this on my phone because I recorded it on my desktop, but my remote desktop isn't working and I'm editing this away from home. Anyways, this top one here is just a simple routine that when the sun sets, 30 minutes after the sun sets and I'm out of town, it just does some basic stuff to make it look like I'm home when I'm not. This one I'm fairly proud of. It just sets the thermostat at night, so like if it's the weekend it waits, and then it checks if it's cooling or not. And if it's cooling, then it leaves it on. And if it's heating, then it just turns it off. This one just turns off the AC when it goes from 76 to 75 and also sends me a notification to open the windows. The temperatures aren't right now because I was testing it. These two just do what they say on the tin. They turn on and off the Christmas lights. This one turns on a bunch of devices in the morning at varying times. Pretty simple, but it makes sure I'm not out of town. Then it turns on the espresso machine and the lighting, and then 30 minutes it turns on my desk and waits quite a bit to turn off the espresso machine. And then this one I'm pretty proud of. It checks to see if Leah or I get home, and then makes sure that the other person is not home, and then sends the Roomba home, turns on all the lights. That's something I couldn't do with the Alexa because it wouldn't let me check on Leah's location. It wouldn't let me make sure that she was like the first one home. And then this is when the last person leaves home, and it just makes sure that it's the last person there, and then it'll turn off all the lights. And this one I'm really proud of. It also checks to see if we're hosting visitors, which is a variable I can set. And if we are, it'll send a notification to Leah and I's phone. And if we approve the notification, it'll turn off the lights. Otherwise, it'll not do that. I think that about wraps it up. I got a bunch of devices moved over as well, but I'm really happy with some of the automations I can do, such as checking if both Leah and I have left, not just one of us. Because it used to be I would leave, and then Leah would get left in the dark, so I had to completely disable that routine. This is some really nice stuff that I don't think I was able to do with the Alexa. I'm not gonna lie, this is a little bit of a weird inclusion for the video, but I've been drinking from the soda stream recently because I wanted some sparkling ice, I think is what it's called. And it comes in really crappy plastic bottles that are not great for the environment. And so I made my own with the soda stream instead, but I was tired of it not being cold. And so I bought this fancy ice cube tray that makes cylindrical ice, and it actually works really well. I was kind of expecting it to be like mediocre, but it's actually really nice for making these soda streams. So this is what I've been using. They make 4 different flavors of this. It's still in a plastic bottle, but you get like 9 liters out of the plastic bottle instead of like, what, 20 ounces?
heat just came on. Hope there's not too much background noise, but I think these are the correct pigtails. I don't know if I mentioned, but I ordered the wrong ones. They only had 2 wires coming out of them, so these should have 3 wires coming out of them. And in this big box should be a tail light. So I'm just gonna get right into it and see if I can get this thing wrapped up today. Actually, I might try using these. I haven't tried them yet, but they're basically heat shrink with solder in the middle, so it solders them kind of automatically. Let's see how they work. I'll probably be using these white ones here. Okay, so first connector, and how I'm doing this is all of them have a black and blue wire, and then the wire that goes in the center is a different color. And since this last connector is still on, I'm just going to match all the rest of them to it. Here, let me get a close-up on at least one of these. There's our little connector. Let's get the heat going. So it's starting to shrink, but I haven't seen the solder melt yet. Alright, maybe you are supposed to use a blowtorch on these. I'm going to have to look up the instructions. So it just says here to use a heat gun, but it really did not look like that was melting it to me. I guess I'll try a little longer. This isn't going to be much quicker if it takes this much time every time. It really does not look like it's melted to me. I'm going to go grab the blowtorch. Well, it's definitely melted now. I'm not sure if that's how that's supposed to work. Maybe the heat gun was enough. Alright, I'm going to throw this thing on time lapse and just get these knocked out real quick. So what I've been doing here to get pretty good results is I'll shrink it down with the heat gun, and I'll just give it a couple of puffs with the blowtorch. And that's kind of hard on it. It's not meant for that much heat, but it does ensure that the solder melts. And it doesn't seem to be burning anything, it just is a little much heat. So, just finished soldering all those together. I think my issue is that my heat gun's a cheap one and it doesn't get hot enough. I might buy an upgraded one for that and then keep this one inside or something. Because this was too hot and that wasn't hot enough, but I got it done with these things, and they are kind of convenient. It would have taken me quite a while to solder 9 wires together and heat shrink them and everything. I've still got to wrap them in electrical tape, and then I'll plug them in. And then before I put the bumper on, I'll go see if the error message is gone on the dash. Very conveniently, the previous owner left this in the car. It's even Scotch brand name. Good stuff. Well, that's done. Yeah, I think I'll just try and put this bumper on now. I'm just gonna get a little hot glue and kind of dab it on here just enough to hold these in while I put the bumper on. And then after that, the bumper should hold them on. Just these styrofoam pieces, because this one especially just likes to fall out when I'm trying to put the bumper on. So I'm gonna grab the hot glue gun and get that heated up. Well, while I'm waiting for that to heat, might as well open up the taillight. I mean the box, not this one. Looks like it's about just 3 bolts. This should be a breeze to swap in. Let's go see if the warning lights are gone though.
I think that this might be a good idea considering the car is locked. So let's see, there's our error codes right there. Right rear door open. Driver door open, tailgate open. Low beam failure. I don't see anything about parking sensors. You know, I'm not satisfied with making sure the error is not there. I could have misremembered how the error goes. So I'm gonna turn it on and put it into reverse just while it's off and see if it beeps at me. Something's beeping at me that's new. Let's see if it stops if I take it out of reverse. It
it does. Park assist active. How can I deactivate it, just out of curiosity? Oh wait. Okay, parking assist off. Now it's active. Okay, I gotta open the door and make sure it actually works like it should. Turn off the heat. Yes, that is my switch for the heat. See, I don't know how it's supposed to behave. I don't know if I fixed it or not. I'm gonna call it good and throw the bumper on there though. I mean, worst case, you just disable park assist. All right, let's see how this bumper goes on now that the styrofoam's held in place. I'm hitting on this taillight here. I think I'm just gonna pull it out since I've got to do it anyways. They made two of the bolts so easy to get to, and then there's this one. Oh. I mean, all intents and purposes, the bumper's on at least. I just got to get that stupid bolt in here. Volvo, why couldn't you like put one over here? Why does it have to be up here? Well, I guess it's time to remove the stupid trim. I shouldn't have to look it up, but I'm going to. All right, yep, turns out I have to take off more of the trim, get the taillight out. To be clear, this is the only piece of trim I need out, but in order to take this piece out, I have to take this piece out and this piece out, and maybe even this piece. Another piece. That doesn't sound good. Well, there's that out. Now it'll be easy. Well, there we go, finally. I just noticed that our reverse light here is full of beetles. Let's see if we can shake those guys out of there real quick. There's one beetle and two beetle. Yeah, that doesn't look half bad there now with the new tail light. This is the bad one. This is the good one. It looks good. Let's try it out. Hey! The parking is working. The parking assist. I bet you if I walk back there, you hear it beeping? Oh, it's working. That's sick. I mean, it's a basic feature, but it's cool that it's working. Like, I don't care if I have it, but I like that it's working. Reverse lights are working. Oh, that light's still not working? It still isn't. Is it an issue with the... Oh, I just saw it work. There it goes. Let's just twist that in and out a little bit and make sure that connection is good. There. Let's check the brake lights. I'm so happy that the stupid parking sensors work. That's dope. Looks like all the lights are working. I am really happy with that. Cool. All right, let's get this stupid trim back on. That's good. That just popped right in. Okay, let me get all my tools out of here. And this thing's going back outside because it's done aside from the driver's side headlight. What's going on here anyways? I haven't looked at this. Oh, looks like it just needs a new rear wiper. Bumper's caught on the trailer hitch here. There. And with that, the Volvo is officially almost done. Oh, I don't know if you've noticed this, but it has been on a battery tender this whole time. When I first got it, it started up every time, no problem. But then I got it in here and it was having issues. So I'm hoping it's not an electrical gremlin. And I'm hoping the battery's fine, but if not, that's okay. But I'm hoping that that's all it might be. Let's get it unhooked and see if it'll start up and move out of here. Not a problem. You know how I was so proud that I fixed Leah, the parking sensors? Well, they were beeping at me, and I ignored them because I thought they were beeping for some other reason, forgetting that Leah parks her car back there. She watches these videos, and that's when she's going to find out. Nothing's damaged, by the way. It's just, it did happen, and I don't imagine she'll be pleased. I just noticed an issue with the tail light that I got today from eBay. See how this one has this little marker here? Those are 4 red lights behind a clear housing, and on this side none of them are working, so I'm gonna have to look into if I can fix that or if I need to get a refund from this eBay seller. Take 2. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but here's the breakdown on what the insurance company was going to charge to repair it. Looks like about $1,600, probably a good $2,000 by the time they were done. Honestly, not too bad. $85 for the quarter panel work, but they were also going to replace the bumper without park assist, and we have park assist that's working. So I'm not going to tidy tonight because I don't know what time it is, but I spent a long time working on stuff last night, the Home Assistant, and editing this week's video. So I'm gonna go in and relax, but it feels good to have that done. I will start looking for an appointment. If I could get one tomorrow, the next day, or the day after that, I could do it before we leave, and then we could drive this thing across the state, which would be really fun. That's it for me on Tuesday.
It is now Thursday, and these things are truly dry. See, this is an oil spilt on it over here, I think, and which has affected the rubber. There's also, when I was cleaning these, there was also oil on one of them, which kind of makes me think this thing might have an oil leak if they were carrying around oil all the time. I'd put more effort into filming this, but we're leaving for the west side tomorrow, and we're trying to get ready. So I'm just kind of trying to get this done. Now, where's my hook? There it is. Oh wait, is it just missing? Oh yeah, the hook's missing. Okay. Hopefully that doesn't ever get stuck under my gas pedal or my brake. I made this thing for Leah's plant that was taking over our kitchen. Actually ended up looking pretty nice. I like how you can still see through it. I've got to disable the Roomba so it doesn't set off all the mouse traps while we're gone. Well, Friday morning, just got done having our little mini Spokane Christmas. Leah got me a new GoPro, so there should be a little bit of quality improvement there. But we're just going to take her car. I couldn't get an appointment for the Volvo to be inspected, so we can't take it. So, time to start loading. It should be an uneventful trip. Imagine that, a reliable automobile. Let's see, I don't need as many tools since this is a reliable automobile, but I think I will throw in just a little bag. I know I just said a little bag, that's the recovery gear. You never know what the weather's gonna be. Maybe we can help someone, maybe we'll need help. I found the actual tool bag. It was in the Crown Vic. I checked the layout first. I wasn't there. It's a little tricky when you have 6 different cars or whatever. So what I've just discovered about this GoPro is that GoPros don't allow you to charge them while you're recording with them. And so I'm trying to set up an external battery bank as a backup battery for when I turn off the car. Even that little crappy action camera I have will charge while recording. I really don't get it. So essentially what this means is I just have to turn the camera back on when we stop or when we start again. It's like when we get gas, I'll turn off the car, and then once we get going again, I'll have to remember to start recording. So hopefully I don't forget to do that. So what I had to do to get around the GoPro not charging while recording is I have the power cable running back to the console here, where there's a power bank, and a cable comes out of that up to the GoPro. Well, I think we're all packed and ready to go. Would have taken maybe half the time if I hadn't had to fiddle around with that GoPro. But we've got to go run a couple of errands, pick up my cousin, and then get across the state. And like I said, it should be uneventful. No need to add any oil, nothing like that. Though I should check it. I'm going to do that right now. It's starting to rain. I should have done this earlier. Oh, we're good. Check the coolant. I think it's between the lines. I'm going to call it good. All right, I'm going to get out of the rain. Let's go. Well, thanks for watching. In next week's video, I got a new chainsaw for Christmas. So we're going to go try that out right now and make sure it's working well, because it is used. So we're going to do that. And as you saw me complaining about last week, I got a GoPro. However, despite its flaws, it should improve video quality. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to strap that on, I think, to my chest and go try out that chainsaw. And we're going to see how these mics do. That's about it for me this week, though. I will see you next week.